friends. Good morning, Yuri. Getting a picture. Aha, there we go. We have a picture. So, hello. Chat is not quite up and running. I'm sorry, I've been very running. Just stuff going on and things. Chat seems to be up and running. That's nice. And grab some other stuff that I need. Nope. I also haven't eaten my breakfast, so I've been very bad this morning. In fact, when the stream was supposed to start, I don't think I'd even got out of bed actually. But yeah, that. So I'm excited today actually because we're going to try some new techniques. Nom 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 nom. And the technique that I'm thinking about is a convex selection. Now let me show you. Here's one I did earlier. This is a great stream. Really good stream. Yeah. So look. It works. Look, it's like a fully filled out section. And it looks good. Which I'm kind of surprised about. So here's what I'm thinking. So I can use this convex selection to create an air gap. But here's the general gist of the idea, the plan that I have. So let's say we want to do this section here. So what I do, select the whole area. So I've totally messed up, and let's do that again. So first off we need to do a cell convex, which allows us to have a convex selection. And now what we can do is select the whole area. So let's try that now. And pretty shortly. So we've got a little bit of a missing spot here, but it's not too much of a big deal. Okay. So we're going to fill out this area, blah blah blah. Already selected most of this, so it should be fine, but there we go. Okay, so now we have a big mess of selections there. But crucially what we can see here is we have this diagonal selection shape. There's an extra cube in there which shouldn't be there, but who cares about that? I'm sure that doesn't matter. So I'm going to do a BR rock stone 10. I'm going to do mask air. Actually not a rock stone 10, we'll do a smaller rock stone than that. We'll do rock stone 5. And so what I'm going to do is just completely fill out the shape to be way beyond where it really should be, using this rock brush. So that what we're going to do is we're going to take away the airspace again. So we're basically going to overpad it, and then we're going to remove the airspace, which is kind of what I was hoping to be able to do in the first instance, but haven't been able to. So now what we can do, we see, okay, we've got a very messy shape at the moment, and we do set air, and then if we get rid of the selection, so you can see we have some tops of rocks left on here, but the general shape there on the surface is great, so we get that convex shape that we were looking for. Concave shape, I suppose. And so while we have these floaters, they shouldn't be too difficult to get rid of, and actually I know a good solution to get rid of those earlier on in the process. So let's how would I get rid of these? It's not as easy to get rid of these as I was thinking it might be. I don't really want to punch them all out. I suppose we can do there. We'll use a sphere airbrush. And doing this, we can get rid of these. But the key thing is here, I know maybe this doesn't look that exciting actually, but what we've just done is made a convex shape, and I know maybe I'm not blazing a trail here. I may not be the first person to have done this, but it's certainly the first time I've been able to do this, to make a convex shape in a concave shape in Minecraft. So it's concave because it's a convex shape from which I've subtracted a convex shape, and this creates a concave shape. So this is a pretty significant discovery for me, really. So let me show you something that would have been incredibly easy actually. I'm just going to fly over here. So over this side is a big beach that I used some kind of generation tools to make, but it would have been incredibly easy to make it using the tool that I've just used here, this beach here. To make that, I used, I generated it using some formulas, but I could have easily done it using this same technique. So basically all that's left to complete this mountain is to piecewise just kind of do this over the whole surface. Which is going to take, it's going to take a while in and of itself, but it's going to be a heck of a lot quicker and a lot more efficient than doing it any other way. Nice. So let's see actually if we can kind of cut down the number of selections that we need, whether we can just cut it down to just 3 triangles. Now I know that these shapes aren't actually triangles, in fact square for a start. If I just add one in there, what happens? Yeah, so I think I do actually, if I want it to be like kind of convex, I will have to select everything, so concave that is. So I'm gonna just select everything. So I think what this does effectively is it creates a line joining all the shape, looks like it does every shape to every other shape, I think, or I'm not sure. I'm sure there's a mathematical description of what a convex shape is, beyond what I've just said. It is bulging outwards, as it were. I think I can also do, if I come out here, I do a pause, okay, pause 28, pause 2, okay. I come out here and I do one, then we can clear off any excess mess as well. So now we've got the area structure on there, we can fill out with some rocks. What we can even do actually, there's nothing stopping us having lots of different kinds of rocks in here. So let's do a BR rock andesite 590. We'll do that. I'll do that. We'll do mask. Yeah. Get another one actually. So do granite. Fill this out. Just trying to get the surface kind of buried. Don't need to do too much more than that. So now what we can do, I'm actually just going to grab another pause 2 up here just so we get rid of that. And any other areas that we're not currently covering. So let's just go over here as well. So just make sure that kind of everything is covered. And maybe we need one down here. That's 2. And then we can go set air. There we go. We very quickly change that very dirty shape into a much smoother shape. And of course, this is a basic shape. We are going to have to do a lot more work to surface it, but this is the shape I was trying to build up to anyway, so this is saving a lot of effort. Alrighty, so next shape. Let's grab this one here, this big one. The biggest one that we've tried so far. Another great thing actually about this technique is that apparently I can do pretty much any shape I like. Hello Thomas, thank you for unsubscribing. I'm glad that I have managed to annoy you to the degree that you have left my legion of fans forever. Unless you meant subscribed, in which case welcome. But you didn't appear to have subscribed, so goodbye, sir. Okay, so filling out this space here. Hopefully this should make... I mean, we're going to experiment here and we're going to find out what happens really with larger shapes, because I'm not 100% sure how it's going to behave. It looks like there's actually some blue line in there that I've kind of missed. Yeah, so let's kind of just guess where that blue line went. It's just kind of along the edge of the previous one, isn't it? Boom, through here. So try not to hit the surface too much, because that's obviously going to change the shape that we end up with. So I think the key thing here is to have kind of 4 points that are outside. So if I go +2 here, go for a +2 over here, or 3 points, just 1 point kind of diagonally outside of the shape that we want to create, so that we can kind of capture any material that is not in the area that we want. And might sneeze in a moment. Let's go to town with the rocks. Go to Rock City. We don't have any diorite, so let's grab a quick diorite rock. Do the same size. So the advantage of doing it this way, instead of... I still have that whole mountain of sand to worry about. The advantage of doing it this way rather than the sand way, or one of the advantages, one of the many advantages, apart from the fact that it's way easier, is that it will maintain this kind of really cool build-up of different types of rock that I was getting, which is I kind of like. So that'd be nice. And through here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so let's try this one. So we set that to air. And with the selection. Yeah, boom. So we're actually going to end up with probably a super cool looking structure in its own right. It's not what we want, but you can imagine almost kind of a what's the term here? Like a 3D, like one of those old-fashioned retro video games. Well, not really retro, I suppose, but in old-fashioned video games when you had like really low polygon count. That's kind of what we're going to end up with this looking like, I think. Although, if we look closely, we should see that it's actually slightly curved, and yeah, we can see actually there it is actually curved a little bit, which is good. That's kind of what I was hoping to maintain. Here we've got a real curve, so we'll find out how this one works. So let's do that. So start here and bring it over to... We don't really have any guidelines for this one. Let's just kind of wing it. Why not? We'll wing it here. So, boom, boom, boom. Join these up. So, no real guidelines at all. To be honest, let's just have a go and have a play and see what happens. Because I think this technique should be amazing. Really, it should be able to handle this kind of freeform shaping. In fact, I sense a brand new total favorite technique brewing, as it were. So there's kind of a similar technique would be possible, actually, that would maybe save placing of the rocks by placing stone first and then somehow shifting the selected area a little bit. But I don't want to get into that right now. I'm happy enough to experiment with what we've got. So coming over this way. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to... Oh, wait, no. No, I'm not. I was going to turn on the shaders, but there's no reason to do that. And it will hide my guidelines, so I don't really want that at all. Like this. Let's fill this whole space out. So, down here. Oops. At least it's mostly contained. That one's not. this is kind of a little bit awkward because there's nothing on the inside. So it is going to be a little bit tricky. Because we're going to kind of cover up the guidelines, but I guess the guidelines are a lot less important at this point now. Let's go for some different rock now. Granite apparently. And a little bit of a selection. Or yesterday I was playing Wizard of Legend. I played it after the stream as well because I'm like that. And it was good. I managed to beat actually the third boss. I haven't completed the game yet though. There is still more to come, so maybe in a future stream I might play a little bit more of Wizard of Legend. So, oh yes, I see why that's there. Alright, so let's do it. So we'll do a set air. Boom. This area not get hit? What's wrong with this area? Oh, I did get hit, but not all of it. So let's see if we can get all of it. Interesting. So, I think maybe the location of the first one is kind of important, because look, this one connects to every block. So, it looks like it is important, actually. I don't know mechanically, mathematically how, why it's as important as it is, but... that not work? Uh-oh, Operation Q, that's never a good sign. Set air. Do it. Ah yes, Wizard of Legend was the game I was playing yesterday. Something's wrong here. Set air. Okay. Use your current hand with set hand. Oh, that's really cool. Did not know that that was possible. Okay, let's get rid of selection, because this isn't working, obviously. Let's see what we made, though, actually. Yeah, actually, that's kind of what I sort of expected, although we've got a lot harsher a shape than I was kind of anticipating. Maybe this technique shouldn't be used as liberally as I was planning on using it, but definitely not without value. Okay, so let's take this next area here. So we'll go from here, we'll go down to here. Or what? Okay. And we'll bring it, or we'll just bring it down. Yeah, a real small one here. Try a little smaller level. And let's see if we just capture this in here. I think maybe by the time you're reaching 100 points, it's just too many for it. I'm not sure why it didn't work last time, but who knows. Why it didn't work, I mean, I don't know why I wasn't able to clear it. Alrighty. The reason I'm placing the air first, the selection first, is that I can overwrite where the selection actually is, so I don't want to do that if I can help it. It didn't work. Operation Q, 1411. What? Action was not completed. I mean, it's going wrong here. I don't know what it is. Investigate the server. The server looks fine. What happens with other commands? No, don't fail me. I know what to do. Excuse me 1 second. I'm just gonna have a real quick Google and see if I can find anything about this, because this is irritating. I'm suspecting that I may have to restart. Yeah, it's not going to help me, is it? Oh, why is it? Let's have an experiment, see. Alright, well that works. So let's try that over again. So here we go, we're going to have an experiment of what happens if we're trying to do it on a pre-existing surface, which I think is going to be fine, but have that space there, maybe one over here, and one up here, and then we go set there, and maybe it'll work this time. Yeah, okay, so it worked this time. Alrighty, so not so useful for such small areas, but it did create kind of a cool shape anyway. So, goodness me, this is a large project that I set myself. I know I say that every time I realise I have a lot more work to do, but I have a lot more work to do. And let's grab some pos2s out here. Sure. All this stuff. There we go. So that was pretty quick and painless for that tiny little one. But what we're going to have to do, I'm wondering if there's a better way to perform selections than the way that I'm doing it. I don't know, I'm thinking about it. I could somehow select all of the lapis blocks more quickly. That would be pretty cool. I don't know if there is such a way to do that. I don't know if you can kind of do dynamic selection. What happens? What? Sorry, I have no idea what you're referring to. What happens at the end of the game of Wizard of Legend, or Operation Queued again. Oops. So let's just do our cell cuboid and cell convex again. I think that kind of clears that down that particular problem. Let's keep working up the way here. Probably the most important thing to be. I was googling this problem where we're getting Operation Queued. So when we're doing a convex selection and we're trying to perform a clearing operation on it, I set it to air. We're getting told Operation Queued and then it never actually does it. But I mean, I found a workaround which is probably as good as I'm going to get. Like, these are very esoteric tools, so I don't really expect good support for them. Alrighty, there's another space. So I think it's things like this where this tool is going to really excel. Areas where we have interesting. This one didn't connect to all of the important ones like I would like it to connect to this one, so who knows exactly how this selection works, but it's still flawed, unfortunately, so maybe we haven't found the solution to all our woes as I had hoped. Found a damn good solution though for now. This last one, probably hit that now with our clearing. How strange. So, did it work or it just didn't work, did it? No. Frustrating. Really frustrating. Cancel. Cancel 0 edits. How odd. I don't. I don't really know how to deal with this. The tool's just not working, fortunately, as expected. Oh, it is kind of working, apparently. Oh, it's hitting only the specific blocks that have been selected, I think. No, that's not true. I don't know what it's doing. Yeah, it's not doing what I want it to anyway, for sure. But it is frustrating. Alright, well, let's get rid of the selection and we'll just try select it again and see what happens. Let's go down here and I'm just gonna select, kind of try selecting just a few blocks this time instead of overdoing it. So just kind of keeping the number of selected blocks really down to a minimum. That's blocks. Can we unselect that? I cannot. Okay. We'll select down here now at this point. Alright, so let's see if selecting less blocks helps. Yeah, I don't know if maybe the shape is too complex for it to handle, but I mean, it shouldn't be. It's not that complex. I mean, it's managed much more difficult ones, so... Well, that worked, at least. Yeah, okay, so I guess we're going to have to be a lot more sparing with the use of the brush, the use of the selection, than I have done before. So, let's do that, I guess. And... oh. Let's use different... look. And here. So just kind of tracing out a shape. Doesn't really matter too much what the shape is. And up here. Oversee here. Yeah, that's what I thought, that when I tried doing the cancel command, and it says no commands are queued, so that makes me think that it's probably a bug. Because it was doing something, it just wasn't doing what I wanted it to. It was removing some blocks, but not the whole region. So I think maybe I'm hoping that it was a problem just with selecting too many blocks, and that if I select a few, it will be okay. Or not blocks, but points. Maybe just too many points to select in one go. So I think this will work. Yeah, so I think this is working as a technique now. The interesting things that we could do with this, actually, we can obviously do replace commands with this as well. So in future, if we wanted to replace certain sections of a build. What's going on here? Like, it just hasn't joined them together. Maybe it's just a graphical glitch. Hopefully it's just a graphical glitch. Yes, let's hope it's a graphical glitch. Not that the tool has just decided to stop working. Oh no, what is that? Oh, okay, so it looks like it's a severely bugged out tool, unfortunately. Because what? What is that? That's useless, is what that is. Oh. Alright, let's try again, and we'll keep the number of items to like a very minimum, like as few as we can. Okay, I think that's how we'll have to deal with this. I think the fewer operations, the less likely it is to bug out. So try to keep it down to as few as possible. And I know we're creating a bit of a mess actually. This is a very, well actually, I don't know, it looks kind of like a mountainside actually. So it's not too bad. Doesn't matter if it's too messy. As long as it's not too messy, I should say. Grab a contemporary brush in here. Make some shapes. So, yeah. Yeah. Down to here. And then we should grab a couple out as well. I'm going to try and keep the number of points kind of maybe under about 10. It's probably a good number, maybe. Based on nothing but just guesswork. Not an expert. Yes. Yes, yes. Ah, yeah. That's probably what it is. It probably is the bug relating to async world edit. So I suppose I could get rid of async world edit and maybe it'd work with regular world edit, but I also don't want that because regular world edit will just crash the server. So doing some of the operations that I want to do. Yeah, this seems to be working now. So I'm just going to keep the number of items way down. Let's grab this area here. Do over here. A little bit more down here. There we go. Yeah, so this is definitely going to work. So here's the contrast actually. Here's the mountain that we've built in this way. Very pointy looking, very angular. Okay there. Here's the mountain that we built the other way. This is looking okay as well. But this mountain, look, it didn't probably take too much less time. No, it definitely did, I think. It's quicker. We can obviously do work on this mountain more easily than we can on this one though. So this one is it's kind of the same shape underneath actually, so who knows. This is definitely quicker though, so I'm doing it. I'm gonna keep doing it. Need to not overuse the points here. Remember that. Uh-oh, I've gone over my target. Alarms sounding. Hopefully, we'll be okay. Here. I'm thinking some regions, like this area here, I'm actually not going to change it. So we've got this kind of rocky ridge going through it. Fine, yeah. As long as most of the areas, I think, are looking good. The rest, you know, is fine. We need to have that underlying mountain shape, and as long as we've got that, out some oddities. Unfortunately, this isn't actually, thinking about it, it's not achieving the actual convex shape that I wanted, because I can't use it now in the way that I wanted, because of the bug, but it's still doing the flat lines, which is still something that I hadn't been able to do before, so there's at least that. Gosh, we've done a little bit, and there's so much more to go. Let's start going up the way, and we'll finish this whole kind of corner that is visible from the main area. So, yeah, obviously I'm going to need to replace that sand at some point. Really sure where this shape is supposed to be going. This is supposed to be the valley, actually, wasn't it? Kind of really sharp and deep valley. So let's get that in there. I seem to have selected a couple of areas here, but see what happens. I'm just going to pause 2. I'm going to put pause 2 pretty much all over the place. Hello, friends. I see, according to my statistics, there's a few viewers here who've not said anything. So please say hello, make yourself known, ask me any questions you'd like to know. I'm here to chit-chat with you. It's supposed to be an interactive stream rather than just me blinking away and chatting away to myself. I can stay. It's a little bit tricky to kind of keep the shapes within the surface. But it's okay. It's not too big a deal. I think having some roughness on the surface is fine. It will add noise later, and we can easily scrub it off if we need to. It's this kind of gigantic amount of noise that we've got going on that is what I'm trying to counteract more than anything. Oh, all the viewers left at that point. They're like, oh no, screw this, I'm out. Who's this guy? Nice, that's worked pretty well. A floating rock there, but whatever. Alrighty, next one. Oh, I think it comes down to here actually. Yeah, looks like it. And this comes down. Let's bring it all the way down to here. Did I just do that? Yeah, I did. Okay, let's try that again. Whoops. Selection 1. Remember not to use my left click when I'm doing the second set of selections. There we go. Alright. So that I think is the shape that I had in mind when I drew this out. So we're getting a completely kind of different landscape in this section of the build because it's been hit with sand and turned to sand, in the vain hope that it would kind of turn into a mountain shape. Not a great chance of happening, actually. In fact, it was kind of a hopeless hope. Verloren Hoop. Well, that's a suicide. But it also means forlorn hope. What is that? Cool. Let's do clearing that. Yes, that worked. Alright, next region I guess should be in here. Start it here. And one in the middle here. Over here. And one in here. Is this one going all the way to the top? I guess it is. Yeah, it looks like it. So this is our highest mountain. No, it's not. We have a higher mountain peak over there. Never mind. I was excited to be kind of doing the highest peak, but later. In due time. Have you been, Yuri, anyway? You said you were busy. You said you didn't enjoy being busy. You back to non-busyness now, or just had a rush of actual work to do? Back to slacking off. So let's. It's gonna be epic on the time lapse. I don't know what it's gonna look like, but I'm pretty good idea that it's gonna look great. Pretty sure it's gonna look awesome. Alright, so this portion of the build is just completely not the right shape at the moment, so be a little bit of effort to get it up to scratch. I think mostly we do need to fill in under the peak here, so let's do that. Nice. It's shaping up. Better shape up because I need a mountain. Yeah, I just went there. Okay, I think that triangle will do nicely. Let's just bring out where we want the edges to be. This is probably the most time-consuming part, actually. Setting the guidelines for it. Maybe. Cool. Yeah, it's probably the best way to watch this stream. I wouldn't be able to be honest. I mean, I'm making the stream, and I wouldn't be able to watch this stream like in a dedicated fashion. Are you are you less busy now, or what? Like, how come? I don't know. I don't know what I'm asking. Just trying to chit chat, I guess. Think about something I can chit chat about. Oh, I started listening to some more. So I was listening to a podcast, The Adventure Zone, which is a good podcast. But after the main kind of story that they had going finished, I was like, oh, okay, I don't really care anymore. But I started listening to one of the other ones. I started listening to Adventure Zone Amnesty, and that seems really good, actually. It's sure. So the Adventure Zone is Dungeons and Dragons podcast. Nerds, lol, etc. But Dungeons and Dragons, the Adventure Zone Amnesty is like, it's not actually Dungeons and Dragons, it's another game. I'm not sure what the game is called. Monster of the Week, I think maybe it's called. So it's about like horror movie characters, I suppose, and you play as characters, maybe not horror movie, but maybe like Buffy the Vampire Slayer or something. Science fiction, or you know, like, I suppose kind of like yeah, probably Buffy the Vampire Slayer if it was an RPG. They have it being set in kind of rural America, and it's awesome. Really, it's kind of really atmospheric. Really good podcast. Adventure Zone Amnesty. By the McElroy brothers. Site behavior, which works on vector. So you're a web developer. Is that fair to say? I don't know too much about web development, but I know almost nothing. I have one of the tasks on my stack of tasks is it's a priority stack, maybe. I'm not sure what is. Yeah, I think a priority stack might be the correct term. Yeah, I have a task that is PHP. I don't know PHP, so it's just kind of sitting there, and I'm not doing it because I don't want to. So grab this area. There's actually a little line down there, but I don't want to take that. No, I'll take the top line here. I do need to be heading off fairly shortly, actually, because I have to leave early. I've got to go to the doctor. I'll be doing that maybe in a few minutes here. Maybe 5 minutes. I live very close to where the office is, so it shouldn't be too long of a walk. So I'll maybe do 5 more minutes. Is there anyone here who wants to have a look around? I can put the shaders on and we can have a look around if anybody's interested. Otherwise, I'll just keep building for the remaining 5 minutes. Speak now or forever hold your peace. World tours. World tours here. Get your world tours. Okay, so we're going to set that through to air. And there we go. Oh, what are we getting? Yeah, it's definitely working. Technique here. There are some very long, clean lines, which are maybe not so great, but you can't win them all. That was kind of a result of the shape that I chose. I should have tried, or I could have tried to build the blue shape a little bit better before I started work, but that's too late now. So, only work with framework that we laid out. Well, I mean, we can totally not work with a framework that we laid out, but that would be a bad idea. Okay, so let's grab the spot. I'd almost use something like big cylinders, couldn't I? I'd need to be more careful with where I set out the lines then, but nice. That looks kind of fine by itself actually, so let's just don't need to do too much damage to this area here. This looks okay. This will deal with that on my final kind of sweep through the area. Deal with these guys. I guess we'll put some more. Next section, I guess. Where is this down to? It's in here, isn't it? Yes. So let's take that spot. It looks like it goes all the way down here, actually. One section, yeah, I think it does. So let's just try and hold this one section all together. This really does give me a cool idea for like imagine like kind of a retro 80s simulation based map where it's all made out of like polygon lines, basically all straight lines throughout the whole thing. Like for example mountains that kind of just look like the framework like this without any more work done on them would be like super cool, I think. Or even perhaps starting out as just completely flat space and you walk, and as you walk it gets gradually more complicated. Oh, that's an awesome idea. Don't steal that idea, guys. I'm going to do that, so don't steal it, please. So maybe starting with flat, completely flat, and then starting to make some kind of box shapes, squares, cuboids, and then slowly those cuboids resolve into kind of triangular shapes. Like low polygon video game kind of shapes, and then finally kind of resolving into, ironically, square-based full Minecraft terrain. No! That was the wrong thing to do. Whoops. Was that a response? Which was that a response to you? Do you want to see the world, or do you think that the map that I was suggesting is a good idea? No! Oh gosh, I'm really messing this up. Try that again. So only right click now. Completely lost. The lines are completely buried. The ones that I was trying to follow. So a little bit tricky actually. Like that. I think that's about right. Yeah, I think it would be cool actually. So starting out maybe just black and flat, and then slowly yeah, I've got some real good ideas for it now. Actually, watch this space. Alrighty, I'm gonna have to head off actually, because I have to go to the doctor. So I will see you guys tomorrow when I'll probably complete a little bit more of this. Hopefully we can get a little bit quicker than the rate we've been going. Oh gosh. But we've done maybe as it stands about 10% of it, and then we're still going to need to surface it as well, so it's going to be tricky, but we'll see how we get on. Anyway, right, thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you next time, same time tomorrow. Bye-bye!